Some major news broke yesterday in regards to UFC 272. Alexander Volkanovski vs. Max Holloway 3 has been booked, and the rematch between Petr Yan and Aljamain Sterling is also booked. This event will take place on March 5th.
What's up, world? Your favorite UFC champion. It's going down in Vegas, March 5th, T-Mobile. Make sure y'all tune in. I'm gonna take that right potato face out. Remove all doubt, baby. Let's go. I'ma beat that boy's ass. 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 I'm gonna punish your boy, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Last week, Francis Ngannou reacted to the sparring footage released of him and Cyril Gane. Ngannou said that he believed the clip was manipulated by his old gym, and they tried to make him look bad. Because he eventually got dropped. He told Low Kick MMA if we changed the speed of either guy, then we would have manipulated it. There's no doubt that was Francis Ngannou. But that footage didn't tell the whole story of what happened in training. There were so many opportunities where they got the better of each other in sparring. So could have we manipulated it? He didn't want me to release the whole footage because in that specific training, Francis Ngannou ate a knee shot to the liver and got dropped. Stopped the whole training. These are facts. Francis was on his backside. If he's saying it isn't true, I'll release the whole footage, but my content manager didn't want to release it because we have a privacy in the gym. When guys train in our gym, they expect things to stay in the gym. Sean Strickland uploads footage of him dropping his sparring partner. Today, Jake Paul has a new proposal for Dana White. As we reported in last week's video, Jake told Dana that he'd fight Jorge Masvidal in the UFC if Dana agreed to improve fighter pay. Jake said raise the minimum fighter pay to $50,000 instead of the $12,000 that it is now. Today, Jake tweeted this. He wrote, 5 days have passed and while I have agreed to be tested, Dana has vanished like Casper. Dana, my one fight deal, I will fight for $50K. The new minimum. You make millions off of me, and all the UFC fighters benefit from the new minimum, rev share, and healthcare. Tyson Fury proposes a boxing match against Francis Ngannou. Fury tweeted this. He wrote, who would like to see me fight this beast boxing rules UFC gloves? And he added Dana White and Francis. Ngannou fired back saying, how about MMA rules with boxing gloves? I can do you that favor. Tyson responded saying, you want to come into my world calling me and Wilder out to a boxing match. What I can guarantee you would be knocked out and also paid your highest purse to be so. So have a think. Ngannou responded saying, after I handle business on January 22nd, I'll fight you under any special rule set you want, in a ring, an octagon, or a phone booth. Anthony Smith on SiriusXM Fight Nation discusses the feud between Jake Paul and Dana White. Smith gives his take on whether or not Jake is genuine when he says he wants to change fighter pay.
I think he's being honest. I think he actually does care. Here's the deal. Like, when people from that, we've had these movements where people talk about fighter pay and blah, 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 blah. It's always people that it benefits. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not meaning just fighters. You know, in the history of the sport, we've had people come from the outside and they almost want to, excuse me, they want to seem like there's some savior and they're going to come in and they're going to save us and help us. But like at the end of the day, every single one of those guys has had their own end game at the end of it. Jake Paul has nothing to gain here. So I do believe it. It does sound genuine, and because it's a pain in the ass and it's hard to do, and he's still attacking it, and he hasn't, you know, he's continually bringing it up for months and months and months, and he's not letting it go. I think that when you reach a certain amount of success yourself, Jake Paul has more money than you'd ever need. He's got more opportunities. He's got his YouTube channel. He's got this boxing thing. He can continue to just fight bums and make fat checks and just leave everyone else alone and not ruffle any feathers and do his own thing. But I think he actually cares. And he's shown that even when he fought Tyron the first time and gave Tyron that little bump in pay, like took some of his money and gave it back to the other fighters so that those guys got paid. The easiest way to see if someone's being true and honest is are they willing to kind of put their money where their mouth is? And he's already pulled money out of his own pocket and given it to other people. He's done the same thing with Amanda Serrano. He seems to be very genuine, and I think he's just taking it on because he's good. And you do see people, like extremely wealthy people, that do that. They don't have a whole lot of problems going on in their life. They got it all figured out. They got all the money, the opportunities, the riches, the fame, the cars, the watches. Like, what else did Jake Paul have to do other than take on some seemingly impossible task? And you know, he's getting a lot of media in the process.
Recently, Francis Ngannou stated that the only way he would re-sign with the UFC is if they would allow him to box. Michael Bisping on his YouTube channel gave his opinions on if Francis were to box. He questions if Francis would do well, due to the fact that when he swings, he leaves a lot of openings. Bisping said the man is absolutely terrifying and hits ridiculously hard. However, against a boxer, you couldn't do that because when he swings, he leaves a lot of openings. Hey, listen, if he catches him, God bless, because you're f***ed. You know, there's no reason why he couldn't knock out a few boxers, but he'd have to catch them first, and I don't know if he could, okay? And that's gonna wrap it up for the news.